Premier Doug Ford's government is facing demands for its infrastructure minister to be fired over the Ontario Place redevelopment. The opposition is calling for Kinga Surma's head to roll over what they see as the scandal around Ontario Place. Al Sweeney is covering the story for us and joins us live in studio with the latest on this. Al.
Matt, the government was on the defensive for the second day in a row over the Auditor General's report focusing on problems with government decisions and spending. The day after the Auditor General's report raised issues around the Ontario Place project, the opposition says the cabinet minister in charge, Infrastructure Minister Kinga Surma, should be fired.
Yesterday, the minister could not even be bothered to answer for how, under her watch, this project got so out of control. Billions over budget, wasted hundreds of millions.
The Auditor General's report listed a series of problems with the government's Ontario Place plans.
The call for development process was not fair and transparent.
She says rules and guidelines were not followed, and the project will cost almost $2 billion more than planned.
Will the Premier take responsibility, do the right thing, and fire his infrastructure minister?
The Premier left it up to junior members like Surma's parliamentary assistant to defend her and the government.
Our government took on the challenge to revitalize this iconic site and making it a thriving, accessible space for families, tourists, and for future generations to come.
The Auditor General also focused on the government's plan to close supervised drug consumption sites, like the one in Hamilton. She said they prevented 1,500 drug overdoses that could have been fatal.
I just would really plead to the government to listen to the families and people being affected by this decision. Listen to our community that are concerned about the health and safety of our neighbors.
And with a new Ontario commercial aimed at viewers in the U.S.
For generations, this ally to the north has been by your side.
The government is shrugging off the Auditor General's criticism that its spending on advertising is 3 times the year before, and some of its TV ads boost the Progressive Conservatives.
They are ad campaigns where, in our assessment, the primary objective of the ad is to foster a positive impression of the governing party.
We're very proud of what we're doing in Ontario. We're telling that story to our American friends. It's so critical. And you know what we're doing is, of course, improving the economy.
Tax and spend conservatives is what I'm seeing. I can't believe how this has ballooned. The spending on advertising has more than tripled. And think about the waste.
And with the government reaching out to the U.S., Premier Ford was interviewed on Fox News this afternoon. He talked about the importance of Canada and Ontario to the U.S. and said the relationship can't be compared to any other country. He also says President-elect Donald Trump was joking when he said Canada could become the 51st U.S. state, and maybe is still holding a grudge over British soldiers from Canada burning down the White House 212 years ago during the War of 1812.